Welcome, Zine, and congratulations on this service award.
Thank you so much.
It's a very big deal. It's one of the university's big awards, so congratulations.
Thank you.
So why don't we start by talking a little bit about your background.
Sure. I did my undergraduate degree at the University of Texas at Arlington. I did a baccalaureate in history and classical studies, and then I went on to earn a master's degree at Texas Tech, which is all the way out in West Texas in Lubbock, and eventually went on to earn a second master's in history and a doctorate in history at the University of Oregon.
What led you to finding your home here?
This was one of the few positions in French history that was available when I was applying back in 2000 and 2001. And fortunately, the university saw fit to offer me the post. So.
And so how many years have you been at the university?
This is my 21st year.
Your 21st year. Awesome.
Long road.
So you've been accustomed to the snow and all the differences between Texas and Massachusetts.
No, I'm still not accustomed, actually. So.
There are so many initiatives that you've worked on over that 2 decades of your work here. Talk a little bit about some of that work.
So I began my service work almost from the moment that I arrived here, and have continued it since. The first set of initiatives that I worked on revolved around technology and in particular the classroom environment. And because of the work that we did there, I eventually became one of the more outspoken advocates for technology here on campus, and eventually did some service work around strategic planning in 03-04. After that, I was tapped to work on refounding the Center for Teaching and Learning, and the provost at the time, this would have been Michael Fiorentino, asked me to refound it and eventually give it a new home. This also was an outgrowth of that strategic planning work in 03 and 04 on technology, believe it or not. The initial impetus here was to found not only a teaching and learning center, but also a technology hub on campus.
And there's more. Talk a little bit about the student retention piece.
Student retention work really began in earnest when I shifted to administration for a bit. I was a dean for 4 years, and then I was an assistant to the provost for 3 years. That work was exciting. It was great. I mean, it led to a number of really big initiatives here on campus, not the least of which was the founding of a first-year experience, which eventually became part of our general education curriculum.
So much embedded in that work. It was transformational for the university. I mean, policy changes, things that we all know today, but for those new wouldn't know how they came to be. So yeah, kudos for all that work, particularly on the FYE, which was been something the university wanted to do for decades, and it's here now.
A long time, yes.
We're just touching upon the list of initiatives you worked on through your service over the years. Think of one or two that you're particularly proud of beyond the ones we just spoke about, and talk to us about that if you would.
The most recent initiative that I have worked on is with Dr. Paul Hernandez on the Faculty Academy. When we initially began talking about this, it was myself, the former provost Alberto Cardea, and Dr. Hernandez. I really stressed that I wanted this to be as broadly based an initiative as possible, and for it to have as much of an impact here on campus as we could achieve. And to his credit and to your credit, I really appreciate the support. We've now had 2 cohorts move through the Faculty Academy, and we're about to begin work with a 3rd cohort. The goal of this work is really to rethink how we approach the classroom and how we interact with students to not only get engagement from those students, but at the end of the day, to help with retention, help with graduation rates, and ultimately, just to form better relationships with students. So for me, this work has been transformational in any number of ways, not the least of which is it's given me an opportunity to collaborate with faculty from all across the campus.
Talk a little bit about how you would speak to your colleagues about what it means to do service for the university.
I think the model of service that I've tried to employ in just about every endeavor here has been collaborative. And that began with the technology work. The collaboration there was not only with faculty from across the campus and outside my own discipline, but also staff, administrators, and from up and down the spectrum. That was a really invigorating experience. I really enjoyed working with so many people who had so many different perspectives about the technology needs on campus, and it really kind of took me out of my own needs that I had expressed rather loudly on campus about what the classroom should look like and what the technology experience should be. So that's something I've actually applied to just about every endeavor. It's profoundly affected my own teaching, but it's also given me real insight into the very different methods and approaches that folks have for teaching. So it's collaboration more than anything else, I feel like is key here to the work that we do at a university. And if I had any advice for faculty members, I would say find every opportunity, take every opportunity to collaborate with colleagues across disciplines outside of your school, and enjoy the experience, because you're going to learn tremendous amounts just by working across.
Absolutely.
boundaries.
I would find that motivating and compelling for sure, because getting outside of your area and meeting other people and seeing the larger university can be super rewarding and engagement, and healthy for the institution to have us all collaborating that way. So, well, congratulations again on your award, well deserved. We look forward to your continued contributions in the years ahead. Congratulations, Dean.
Thank you.